Can you think of a time when someone made you laugh and after that you did not want to listen to them? I can't think of such a time because that usually won't happen. Laughter is the shortest distance possible to connect with someone, and that's why people stay interested. And how do we make people laugh? Most of the time, it is using a joke. So, in this video today, we are going to deconstruct a joke, learn how to formulate a joke, look at an example, and like always, an exercise at the end of the video for you to practice what you learned. My name is Girija, and let's get started. In our last video, we learned the importance of having an interesting opening. And one of the ways to have an opening is through a joke. Now, let me be frank, most of us are hesitant to tell a joke because we fear that the joke might not work and that would be embarrassing. But let me tell you that we don't have to be a stand up comedian to tell a good joke because there is a little bit of that comedian in all of us. And there are experiences in our personal life and around us all the time which can be turned into simple jokes which will work. Now, let me give you an example. Suppose I need to talk about benefits of exercise. This is how I could start my talk. Few years back, when I was trying to get slim, I opted for some really hard exercises. And you know what? My wife observed that by week, months, I was losing weight. And there was a day when she told me something after which I stopped those exercises. And you know what she told me? If you continue to lose weight like this, soon there will be a day when you will disappear. Guys, so was it funny? I have tried this joke many times and it has worked. And it is based on my personal experience. Obviously, I have added a little bit of twist to this, but it is from a true incident. Now, let me tell you a different situation. A joke which is ready made. I have not created it. But if I was asked to tell a joke in front of others in a situation which was more fun and relaxing, I could use this. And the joke goes like this. The husband and wife were sitting on the sofa watching the television in the evening. The wife was sipping her wine and husband was just relaxing. 10 minutes later, wife exclaimed, I love you. And the husband looked at her and said, Are you drunk? The wife said, No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my wine. Before we look at the jokes from our examples and try to deconstruct those, and also to learn how to formulate a joke which would work, let's first talk about why are jokes important? Or should I say, why making your audience laugh is important? Let me ask you a question. Can you think of a situation where someone made you laugh and you did not like that person in that moment? I would say the answer is no. That's usually not possible. Because the other way to think about it is that you cannot laugh with someone whom you do not like. And one interesting fact, it's almost impossible to fake laughter. People can detect it very easily. And that is when you make your audience laugh, you get connected with them, and they are more interested and more receptive of your message afterwards. And that's why I say starting your talk with a joke is a great, interesting opening. A good joke has three components. the setup, the twist, and the punchline. In some jokes, the twist and the punchline could be in the same sentence or separately. Now, let's understand it better. The setup is when you are taking the audience into certain direction, which is usually the opening of the joke. And then comes the twist, when you start to make the audience feel that something has changed, and that's when they are curious to hear what you have to say next. And then finally, the last sentence, which is the punchline, when everything changes and the audience starts laughing. In our example of the joke, which was about my exercise, the setup was when I talked about that how I started exercising to lose weight. It was just the beginning of the joke. And then the twist, I told you guys that something which my wife said made me stop it. Now I change the direction. The audience is curious. What happened? They would really like to know. And then comes the final statement, the punchline, which changes everything. And that's when I said, my wife said that I would soon disappear. The exact sentence, I would soon disappear, is the punchline, because that's when audience realizes that what I was trying to make them laugh with. Is it clear? If not, let's talk about our second joke, which was, I would say, a ready-made joke because I did not create it. Obviously somebody else did, but I used it. What, in your opinion, was the setup, the twist, and the punchline? Pause the video if you want to give it a thought, and then let's talk about it. Alright, you are back. The second joke is a little different. There, the twist and the punchline is in the same sentence, which is the final statement when the wife says that I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to my wine. You see how, till that moment, as the audience, we did not know what was happening, and that punchline changed everything. This is how we create a good joke, and it is important to know that the most important part of your joke is your punchline, and the punchline has to be delivered with a punch. How? Pause before the punchline and then deliver it clearly so that audience can hear it, and that's the part which makes them really laugh. So it's important to practice your punchline very very well, because if the punchline falls, your joke will fall flat. But you know what, even if your joke falls flat, that does not mean you could not try again. I have been in situations where a joke which has worked very well with one audience did not work in other places, because the audience is always different, the environment is different, and you don't know what mood audience is in. I gave you two examples of jokes. One was a joke which was on me about my exercise, and another one, the ready-made joke about the husband and wife and their evening sitting at the sofa. Which one do I like? I can tell my preference. I always prefer jokes which are self-deprecating in nature. Now you could ask, what is a self-deprecating joke? It is a joke which is on yourself. Yes. You know what is the benefit of that kind of joke? It is that you cannot offend anyone with that joke. The only person you can offend is yourself. And I guess I'm fine with that. And one important thing, guys, a joke is like a recipe. You have to try it many times, cook multiple times, and finally find the perfect combination. And that is true for a joke as well. You try it, you change it, and then you find what really works. I think we are ready. Yes, we are. So let's get to our exercise. This is exercise time. The exercise today is about creating a joke. And I have a situation for you where a joke which is on yourself will fit the best. It is Your introduction. Yes, create your introduction, but make sure that the introduction begins with a joke or a way in which you make fun of yourself. Remember to create the joke, create the introduction, and then practice in front of a mirror or video camera. And then finally, try it in front of your colleagues, friends, or somebody who can give you some feedback. Notice if they laugh or at least chuckle, because that's a great start. I would be really interested in knowing, how did your exercise go? Did somebody laugh? Or at least they gave you some feedback. How did you find it? Were there challenges? I'm sure we all have challenges, but I would like to help you. If you have questions, put it down in the comments and I'll get back to you. And tell me if you like this video. If you like the video, like it and subscribe to my channel if you would like to get notified on many such videos. Today in this video, we learned that how to open your talk with a joke. But you know what, guys? That is not the only way. There are multiple other ways, like having a question, having an anecdote or a short story, or having a quote. And all this you will find in my next videos. So till the time we talk again, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep growing.